Well, Billy, it's a beautiful morning here in Cavan, County Limerick, isn't it?
It is indeed.
My God, it's great to be with you. Great to be with you.
Cushion on that
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm very comfortable here in Bermuda.
No, we've done. Do you want to put that chair more?
No. I'm fine here. We're talking about
the G.A.A. medal.
The G.A.A., but let me start by something very pure Irish. The suit you are wearing is magnificent. But tell us a little bit about that.
That is from my own sheep in Connemara.
Oh my God!
And in case anyone has any doubt, and it was done for me.
My goodness!
There's the man who
what
did it.
A suit!
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, they did.
And that's from the wool of your own sheep in Connemara.
That's about 20, 30 years old. But I wore it yesterday to Glenstone.
Yes.
I was invited to see those icons, the Russian icons. Oh, they're magnificent.
Are they?
They were talking about them.
Yes.
And I met your good friend, Noreen Nevery.
Noreen Nevery, a wonderful lady.
Isn't she? To send you her best wishes.
Yes, indeed.
And she's so interested in all the old technique.
Yeah.
And I showed her the harp sign, which is so important.
Yes.
Because that's what those icons. And they had Christ.
Amazing.
And I should have brought out the one, the famous one.
Yes.
By Leonardo da Vinci. That is the most expensive painting in the world.
Yes.
And that's Christ. That they didn't know what was on the wall. And that goes back centuries, as you know.
But it's so. You see, I have learned so much from you and other great, lovely people as well about the history. Nearly the leaves and the plants there could have history in them. And every town, every village, every place name has history attached to it. And when you're up here in Kappa, and we're looking then down towards Lough Gore, and which will be one of our visits later on in the year, please God. And Askeaton as well. And it's all coming up as well.
That man, Carlton Varney, he died.
Yes. Oh, did he? Oh, right.
And so he won't be able to.
Oh, dear.
And he was getting very interested in all that because he didn't know any of that,
it's a pity.
Well, it was because he did the interiors for the White House in America and all that.
And he passed away.
McDonough brought him over to promote it.
Oh, I see.
But I must say, Peter Tahasi and his wife, they cooked a fabulous dinner for us.
Peter Tahasi, the great, what did they call him? The Claws in the Munster team, the great rugby player.
Wasn't he?
Oh, he was fantastic.
Anyway, they
fantastic.
A magnificent place.
Yes.
We were invited there for dinner after it.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic.
It was really beautiful.
I tell you, Billy, you're rubbing shoulders with the best of them.
I am.
But sure, why not? With a suit like that as well.
But I wore that yesterday but look, this is the shamrock.
Yes, okay.
All right, I have it up here, look. And there's the sovereign seal.
An era.
But you see the green and the gold.
I do
indeed. Colours, look.
Yes.
And the shamrock is the green and the gold, whereas the tricolour flag is green, white and orange.
Okay.
And as you know, it came in here. And it was orange nearest the pole. And the IRB changed it to James Stephen's funeral when they wrapped the tricolour around his coffin.
I see.
It became green, white
and gold.
No, orange.
Oh, sorry, green, white.
That's gold.
And orange.
That's the gold is the shamrock.
The shamrock,
yes. The colours, right?
I see.
And that is it. But now, we're talking about
yes, because this is very important this weekend. Yes. Where we have an All-Ireland final.
Lucas scale, right?
Yes.
It's there in black and white for you.
Yes.
And Michael Cusick, he was a member of the IRB.
Okay.
And
that's where we have the Cusick stand. Yes.
Right?
Okay.
And here we are. That's your passport, and I have brought my passport as well because it's so. Look at what's on your passport.
Yes.
The sovereign seal and era. Look.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the G.A.A. medal.
Now this is important, folks. This is the central part.
This is 1910. You see it there on that. Look.
That's the original medal of the G.A.A., the Gaelic Athletic Association.
Common Lou Class Scale. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
And
now
that's
I just showed that up to people there. So this is what we're talking about here this morning, folks. This is the original medal of the G.A.A. going back to 1910.
There you are, Common Lou Class Scale.
Yes.
1910. And as you know, they were founded in 1884.
Yes.
But that's what's on your look. And show the passport as well.
Okay.
Because it's the same.
This is the standard passport that we all use as members of the European Union. But this is a legal document, of course, which you can travel with all over the world.
Well, that's what makes it legal. And that's the 1918 32 county election.
Yes.
called by Britain on the 14th of December 1918. On the
1918.
28th of December
Yes.
1918, IRB Sinn Féin won 73 seats.
Yes.
The Unionists got 25 seats. There were 6 nationals and 1 independent. And that's the mandate. It's a democratically elected, and our territories down the Irish Sea, all 32 counties, to the United States and Canada, because we brought
Correct. Yes.
we brought some to the Knights Templars. But I want to show you. Did I bring that coin in my pocket?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. But anyway, I want to show you that if you put that up to the mirror.
Okay. Yes.
I'll hold the mirror.
I'll put this up to the mirror.
And I hope they'll be able to see. You see the way it has the 2 images.
It has, yes. I can see that.
You can your viewers.
Well, no, we don't need to. No. But
Well, just do the same with the medal.
okay, we'll do the same
And
here.
it's the same thing. Look.
The very same.
And it's the same. Look. There you are.
Mm.
That's the same. Look, if you put that, take a coin out of your pocket. I had a coin in my pocket.
Let's see if I have one.
If you have one, an Irish coin.
But we're all going cashless now with the AIB.
You want?
No.
Is there a harp in it?
The harp is not on that. No.
You don't need that then.
No.
It's the one, take
Yeah,
the coin
okay.
out of your pocket, put it up
Yes.
to the mirror, and you see the harp of the psaltery.
Right.
But
Now, the biggest problem at the moment is this document here,
yes.
because this is the original picture, we'll say, of the medal that we have just seen.
1910.
Now, this is then the new emblem, we'll call it like that,
Well,
of the
They changed
G.A.A.
look,
Yes.
and they didn't tell anybody. And on the 4th of September 2008, which isn't that long ago,
No.
they took off the sovereign seal and era.
Yes.
If you took off the sovereign seal and era off that, it's not a passport.
It's not legal.
It's not legal, valid,
Yes.
or bona
Okay.
fides.
Yes.
And that's on your title deeds. And it's so important that we know where we come from.
Okay.
Right? So they turned, I remember it very well, because the G.A.A. were signed. Look, we have no problem with corporations.
No, they
provided
have to
they're
make money.
accountable
Yes.
to the sovereign state, the sovereign government, the law,
Yes.
and the people, and their assets. You know,
Yes, I
they
agree.
can't go into a country anymore. But that was Henry VIII. He changed
Yes.
the monarchy into a corporate body, and which we have today. And that's the trouble in the world today.
Yes.
And
Too
we'll
many
talk about that now
corporations.
in a moment.
Right.
But anyway, on the 4th of September 2008, up to then, the G.A.A. were trying to sell the sporting rights. But they didn't found the G.A.A. It was the Irish Republican Brotherhood. And if you want a license, that has to be on your license.
Yes.
12 strings an era.
Okay. It has
And
to
they,
be. Yes.
they didn't. If they had asked the Irish Republican Brotherhood, we would have given them a license
Mm-hmm.
to sell their. And the licenses from the 21st of January each and every year, which we told, that's when it was ratified in the Mansion House in Dublin, or the 1918 32 county election, until the following 20th
Yes.
of January.
Mm.
And if you have misbehaved or done something that you shouldn't have done, you won't get another license.
I see.
That's how they had controlled this. But they've changed all that now. So they turned it into a corporation. Now, they put the G.A.A., which is the symbol of the serpent. I don't know whether you can see it.
Yes,
or
I
not.
can see it. Yeah.
To take off that and to put who gave them permission to do that? No.
So what you're saying then, in 2008, the original emblem and license imprimatur was changed to another type of emblem to give them a corporation status,
That's it.
without permission from the original license holders of the IRB, the Irish Republican Brotherhood.
Who founded it.
Yes.
And John Francis Maguire of the Cork Examiner, he sent up John Weisbauer and John McKay to make sure the organisation. And
Yes.
there you have Michael Cusick. They were all there. They were all IRB people.
Yes.
And that was to unite our people, because
Of
there was
course,
a G.A.A. club in every little town and
There-
village
yeah,
in
as
Ireland.
there
There's
is.
Common Loop that scale.
Yes.
And look, you see the back? Look.
Yes.
And if you go into Hayes' Hotel in Thurles and you go up the stairs, you see it carved on the wall.
Okay.
A beautiful emblem if you're ever there. But this is what we're on about today. It's a corporation now, and here we are. I have no problems with corporations and that, provided they're accountable to the state, and they're not accountable to anybody.
But
This
sure,
is the
it's
problem.
if I can bring that right up to the present debate and argument at the moment, our pillar banks are now going into a cashless
Yes.
ATM, we call it, or the ATMs in 70 branches will no longer be available for cash for the people. There again, it's a prime example of corporation activity, modus operandi, and no accountability.
No accountability.
Because you and I, we bailed them out in 2008
Yeah. And you're still
without permission.
well,
Without permission.
Here's the proclamation, which is the proclamation
Yes.
of the Sovereign Constitution,
Correct.
the Declaration of Independence, and Address to the Free Nations. They're the four main
Yes.
documents, right?
Yes.
We do not want to live in a world without God, and that's the whole point. Corporations don't respect anybody, God or man. They just have to money and accountability to their own pockets in the end, and
Yes.
how much money. And that's the difference. And we're going to talk about this afterwards, about what's happening in the world today, all these fires, and all this is happening.
Yes.
But we want to finish with the G.A.A. because
Yes, I
the
think that's
G.A.A.
very
is
important.
so important for this country.
It is.
There was a G.A.A. club in every little town and village in
and
Ireland.
still is.
And that was the backbone of our
It
independence.
was, yes.
And I mean, the Hurleys they were known as the Tipperary Rifles. I mean, if you were caught with a gun or something in those days, you were executed on the spot.
Yes.
And we have done problems about what happened down in the forecourts.
Yes.
And we did that the last time,
We did,
and that's
yes.
not huge.
Yes.
I mean, that was. Here they were on the 21st of January. We had a sovereign government. I just called it out there in 1918.
Yes.
That established the sovereignty of the 32 counties. And here we are now. We're into to 1922, and the Dirty Tricks. We covered that with
We did.
Colin.
Yes.
And Churchill was in charge. And immediate and terrible war, and that's what happened. They opened fire. Collins told Churchill, "We don't have the guns, we don't have the ammunition, we don't have the explosives to blow down the forecourts."
Yes.
And all the Republican people were inside in the forecourts, coming on the Feeney in the hair.
They were all there.
Yes. Trying to protect that 1918 32 county election that they had done. And here they're asked to their own comrades and friends of only months ago, they fought a huge war.
Yes.
Here they are asked to blow them up and attack them. And Collins said, "Look, then when and Churchill said, no, it has to be destroyed. That's it." And that's how that awful the Free State, which we've had since then.
Yes.
And he sent over the guns and ammunition. And Collins said to him, "Mr. Churchill, the Free State Army doesn't know how to use those guns, and they don't know how to use that ammunition and explosives."
That's right. Correct. Yes.
And he sent over the Crown Forces, and they changed from the Crown Forces uniforms into the Free State and blew down the forecourts.
You see,
And there last Sunday week in Collins Park, a beautiful commemoration for Irish people. Why didn't they mention Ballyseedy, where they tied
Of course they should
the Free
have.
State,
Yes.
tied those people to a rope and blew them up? One survived.
Very good. Yes.
And that's
How
that's
many
our
people
history.
are aware of that? But in our history, nobody talks about that because they don't want to. The political system want to airbrush it out.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't talk about
And we
that.
saw RT came out on that day.
But sure, look,
David, what we call it, and they had
look, those presenters on those programs. They all they do is read from script. They don't know the spirit of what went on in Ballyseedy.
No.
They don't know, or they don't want to know, or they're told not even to say it about what happened in the forecourts and what Churchill did, and the changing of the uniform.
And you showed that document.
We
read
did,
it
yeah.
out.
It's perfect.
We have it there.
It went all over the world. It went all
But this
over
is all
America.
going back to the G.A.A.
Yes,
Because the G.A.A. was the ones who found it. Now we've done that.
yes.
And we'll bring it up to last, which was a fantastic match.
It was, yes.
I'd say
Kilkenny
it's probably the
and
best
Limerick,
sport in the world.
yes.
It's the speed of it, the accuracy,
The,
the skill of those
the
players.
techniques involved
And they're
are
all
just
amateurs.
incredible.
They don't
yes.
get paid for that.
Well, here's the point. Here's the point I want to raise to you. And I'm baffled about that. My own father from Kilmarnock, in 1941 or 42, he played in the final for Limerick.
Right.
And the medal is still in the family home in Dublin that he got. Now, what you are saying then is that since the G.A.A. became a corporation, they're not giving medals to any of the players in the hurling or football finals at all. Now, am I right in that?
No, you're not right in that. They're giving that type of medal. But
Yes,
it's not,
okay.
It's not a common new class scale medal.
Right,
it's
okay.
Not a GA
So they're
medal.
giving this type of new medal instead
Yes,
of this
John,
medal,
but-
which is the original. Yes.
But that was your proof. If I went down to the captain of the Limerick team and said, he said, oh, I won, a wonderful match and a
Yeah.
wonderful
Yep.
game, and I
Yes.
won the Lee McCarthy last week, and
Yes.
we had 82,000 people there, and they were all, wonderful, and a wonderful day out. And I would say, well, can you show me your medal?
Mm.
He can't show me the medal.
Right.
So as far as I'm concerned, he didn't win
Right.
the Lee McCarthy, because that's your proof.
That is
Since
the medal.
1910,
I just show that there. That is the actual medal.
and that's your
That's
proof.
the
that you
original
won it.
medal, and that is
And
the
that's
proof.
what it was
Yes.
all about. That
Very
medal.
important. Okay.
And then it became after it came on your passport and
Yes.
on your title deeds
Yes,
and
okay.
everything else. Now that's what's important. Was we bring it up to last Sunday? I mean, they won 3 in a row. Of what did they win?
Yes.
A GA final. That's what they won. That's an All Ireland final,
Right.
and that's the difference between
There's a
the
big
two
difference.
medals.
Okay.
We don't know what it is. And here you are. They turned it in to a corporation, right?
Which is this one
That's a
here.
corporation.
So basically, Billy, not offending anyone in the G.A.A. because they do great work,
They
We
do.
don't-
It's a great organisation.
but that medal that the players received and previous years received and will receive this Sunday in the football final between Kerry and Galway is not a
a
legal.
common Luton
yeah,
scale
exactly.
All Ireland medal.
It is
That's
a
the point.
corporate
It
token.
could be anything.
A corporate token.
It's just
You
it
know.
could be anything. We don't know what they're saying. It's an All Ireland. It's not an All
No,
Ireland
it's not.
medal.
No.
You can compare the two with that.
Yep.
You go to BillyMcGuire.com. They're all
Yep,
up in the
they're
board.
all
You
there.
can see it for yourself.
Exactly. Thank
And
you,
you
Billy.
take it out of
Yes.
and you put it up to the mirror, which we did,
Yes.
and you see the way it turns.
Yes.
If I put up the harp, it's only one image.
Yes.
Put it up that. But here's a ticket. Look.
Okay.
And look at that ticket. I mean, that's for the person who gave me that.
Yes.
That cost €90 to sit in the stand.
€90
Look,
per
it's on
person.
it there. Look at it.
Per person.
Show that.
€90.
And a day out, and they were lovely because they're great players. They went up with a few friends.
Yes.
It was €90 each, right? And a little thing of chips was €6, and a hamburger €11.
That is rip off Ireland. Again.
And then put petrol in your car and
Madness.
do everything else. Yeah,
I don't care. I'm sorry for offending the G.A.A., but you need to go back to your planning board and stop ripping off the Irish public. That is scandalous.
Isn't that what a corporation does?
But that's ripping people off
And that cost
who
him
love the game.
and those his friends $200 for the day out.
That's absolute
And
extortion.
And I know another man and his wife and their child went up,
Yes.
and the child had to pay €90 for the child to sit in the seat.
€90 for the
For
child.
the child to sit in the seat,
Ah,
and that cost them $3.90, and then the child wanted chips and things.
of course, as
and
children would.
€6 for that, and then a hamburger €11, and everything. It was so expensive.
Rip off Ireland is back here
And-
to stay.
but
Well
what
done.
the GA, that wasn't what the GA was about. That's what the IRB are about.
But
It's
that's,
for the
that,
right and
that
welfare
is
of
the
the
problem.
Irish people.
But that's where the corporation
comes in.
comes in, and that's where it's all goddamn wrong.
And
That's very wrong.
John,
It's extorting the Irish public,
that's it.
which is a disgrace. And
And
shame
to
on the
stand
GA
on
for
the
that.
terrace in Croke Park.
Yes.
The ordinary terrace.
Ordinary
Probably,
terrace.
I'd say Hill 16 and that.
Yeah, Hill 16.
And you
yes.
had to be there hours beforehand, and the sunshine and the
Yes,
heat. Like.
damn right, yes.
But you had to pay €50. I'm told, I haven't got one of those tickets, but I'm told it was €50 to stand there in the heat and everything all day until the match came on.
Oh, dear
Because
God.
if you did, there was no place, and somebody with the best places were gone, and
My
other
God,
people coming
my
in.
God.
But it was €50. So we're talking about they had officially said there were 82,000 people there.
Okay.
80. I don't know the difference between how many were on the stands.
Yes, I
They
know.
will tell you because they have the
Yes.
facts, and how many people were standing there.
Yes.
But there were 82,000. That's an awful lot of money, John.
Yeah, well, that's where the corporation
So that's all they're
policy
interested
comes
in.
in.
Is that
You
money?
know?
They
But
couldn't care less
90
about
euro.
the people or anything else.
That, I mean, you
And they
know.
couldn't care less about those. And
No.
as you know, we offered a set of those when Tipperary won the last medal.
Correct, yes.
And they were offered that medal.
Yes.
But we said, look, that's not an All-Ireland. We told them. We
No.
went down to Thurles, and we had a set of medals, and we offered to them. And there were 600 people there.
Tipperary now, yes.
And they were so delighted to get that medal.
Yes.
We did the same thing when Limerick won, what was it, 5 years ago?
About 5 that, yes.
Whatever it was. A set of those medals, because we have a set for
Yes.
you know.
Yes.
And they wouldn't accept them.
Right.
And now they've won 3 in a row. But what have they won? What 3 in a row of what?
No, it's not.
A G.A.A.
It is a G.A.A. final.
It's
but
final.
it's
It's
not-
not an All-Ireland
It's
medal.
not an all.
And that's what
this is it.
because
Yes.
the whole point of the G.A.A.
Yes.
was set up to unite our country.
I think basically the board of the GA need to go back and put their thinking caps on
Well, they
between
need
the
to consult
prices
the
of their
people, John.
tickets, the prices of their catering supplies is outrageous. We complain about the car hire up to
That's
2,000 a week for tourists coming in.
Sure that.
Yep, and we also talk about and complain about the cost of hotels. Sure, this is as bad.
But
This
that
is a
up to the
disgrace.
mirror there. And you
Yes.
see what I'm talking about.
I do, yes, yep, I
Yeah.
see it, yep.
You see it?
Perfect.
If I put up a harp now, it's
Yeah.
a different situation. But I do, and I've been at this for a long time,
You have, Billy,
trying to
committed
get them.
to it.
I think it's a shame, those wonderful players and the skill and the efforts.
Yes.
I would say that GA hurling final was probably one of the greatest
Yeah,
games
I
in the world.
I probably
could compare
do,
with
yes,
any
yes.
any of the world
But the one
sports.
thing, Billy, is that there has to be a total rethink
Look,
on all of this. Yes.
€7 for that. Well, it's beautifully done.
Yeah.
And
Right,
look, they
if
have
you think so.
Celebrating. Look,
Oh, I know, yes. But look,
I asked him. There's the president of the G. He wouldn't even speak to me.
of course not.
He doesn't want to know anything about this.
No, but he just represents a corporation.
And he's
And
just
that's it. That's
not
it.
the people.
No,
The
no,
corporation.
nothing to do
And
with
that's
the people.
point we're making
Nothing
the
to
whole
do
thing.
with the avid
And look,
GA supporters across the country, every village, every town, every club. They
There's
don't want to know.
Kilkenny.
It's just money.
And I mean, James Stevens came from Kilkenny,
Yes.
you know, that's the James Stevens. Look, there's the Limerick. Look, these are the referee.
Hmm.
You know, everything is there. And look,
I'd rather buy a newspaper than buy a magazine like that, if you don't mind me saying so.
well, I was
You know?
only lent this
Yes.
for your interview. I wasn't there.
No.
But that's look, Michael Cusick, you know, and you know what? Why can't they tell? That's where they did that house up.
Yes.
He taught in Gort, as you know, to school. But we have a wonderful history, and why are they keep denying the people that history? Why didn't they come out on and tell the people what happened to the four courts?
It's just awkward. It's
But
just.
how can you move on?
But you can't. No, you cannot
can't move on.
Now, we're just going to finish because this is a very important programme for the people of Ireland and the players as well. And
Right.
we're just going to send this out. But I want to say special thanks to Chris Fogarty in America,
Yes,
who
and
is
they're
doing
all
tremendous
listening.
work.
And all those people yesterday in Glenstal,
Glenstal, yes.
Peter Claus, you know, they all listen to your program.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm very grateful to you.
You know, and Noreen Nivreen.
Noreen Nivreen,
You know, she said
that-
her best
That's
wishes
right.
and that.
John Flanagan, a marvellous man that's tireless working.
Look,
John
there's
Robinson,
our
the
founder.
whole lot. And there he
there's
is.
his house there. I think they showed a photo of his
Yes.
house up in the barn. Look, there's his house there,
Yes.
which is nice to see.
It's lovely to see.
Just show those two.
And we'll actually we'll be going up there in the not too distant future as well.
Look, that, and
Yes.
we have such a wonderful history.
That's the
And
picture there is a sculpture of
and to
Michael
to
Cusick.
airbrush it out.
Fantastic. Well, I think the airbrushing will probably come to an end because
Oh,
I think
does.
the way people are talking now, thanks to you, Billy. So we just
Ah,
leave it
nothing
at
really.
that. And
Oh, look, we better
yes,
show the green and the gold.
of course.
The shamrock, look.
Yeah, look at
And
there.
that's
It is.
that's the better one, probably.
No. Keep it there.
That's
So
it.
that's the
And they're
original.
the Kerry colours, and we wish Kerry and
Galway.
the very best.
Don't get me into trouble now.
Another wonderful match. That's all we want, you know.
It'll be
Sporting
fantastic
occasion.
to see. So
But
from
I
all of
think
us here,
it is shocking, John, that they're not getting the All Ireland.
well, that could change, we hope. So thank you indeed, and a very happy weekend. Safe driving if you're heading to Croke Park, and let's all sit back and wish both teams the very, very best of luck. They're great men. By the way, let's also include the women players in all sports that are doing fantastic work and achieving. The great Irish rugby team in New Zealand.
Was wonderful.
That was a fantastic game.
We talked about that
Yes.
yesterday.
Marvellous people, great accolades, great ambassadors, men and women of this country. Keep up the great work from all of us here from Kappa in County Limerick. Gora Míle Mágat, August Slán.
You have it.
I have it.
Do you want to do that, please? What I said about we would do about the prophecies, just to mention it.
Let's see now.